Chinese state media reports that a new group has been formed at the very highest levels of the Chinese Communist Party. Analysts tell us it's a sign that Xi Jinping's grip on power is weakening. The group was reportedly established on Monday to oversee major state affairs. It was formed after a meeting of China's Politburo Standing Committee. That's the Chinese regime's top leadership body. Here's veteran China affairs analyst Tang Jing-yuan.
Although Xi Jinping still holds the titles of General Secretary of the CCP, Chinese regime leader, and head of the China's Central Military Commission, the actual power and decision-making dynamics have already shifted. That power has now been transferred to a newly formed body known as the Agency of Decision-Making, Deliberation, and Coordination. This agency can be seen as a supergroup with immense power, one that oversees everything from policymaking to implementation. It can intervene at every stage and holds the final say on major decisions, and now it's also a legitimate governing group.
According to Chinese state media, this new group has three major roles: decision-making, deliberation, and coordination. In other words, all major Chinese affairs will go through the group.
This can be seen as a major restructuring and transfer of Xi Jinping's power. It looks like the regime has officially declared a complete end to the era in which Xi held absolute authority.
The new group is an apparent challenge to what Xi has been working towards, a party where he alone is the central power. Since Xi took office in 2013, he has purged countless officials deemed not loyal to him and replaced them with loyalists. He also formed dozens of small groups across security, finance, diplomacy, defense, and so forth. He made himself leader of them all. This tactic gave him direct control over a broad range of national affairs. It was his strategy for asserting power. In 2018, under Xi's control, China's legislative body revised the Chinese constitution. It scrapped term limits for the regime's highest leadership positions. That meant he could theoretically stay in power for as long as he wanted. But last year, signs that Xi's grip on power is weakening started to show. For example, some of Xi's top military aides mysteriously disappeared. Some were removed from their posts.
In my view, this shift in Xi Jinping's power has, to a large extent, eliminated the immediate and urgent risk of war over Taiwan in the short term. However, in the long run, as long as the Chinese communist regime still exists, the danger of a Taiwan Strait War and the threat of Taiwan being annexed will always remain.
Then who is leading the internal opposition against Xi? Tang and many China analysts point to several veteran regime leaders, including former regime head Jing-Tάo, former Chinese premier Jיא-באo, and the Chinese military second-in-command Zhang. NTD was among the first media outlets to report on signs that Xi's power is declining. In recent months, newspapers, including Nikkei Asia and the New York Post, have also published analysis hinting at a major shakeup in Beijing.